Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, and this is me Fire World Series Southeast Asia Spring 2025 Clash Squad Mode Grand Finals, and we are just awaiting the continuation of the battle between Korea United and Evo's Divine. The scoreline currently. And in the best of three, Buriram beat them 2-0. And in the 2-0 victory that Buriram got over EVOS never for a single time got more than 3-round victories. But that second game where he beat it down 6-1, definitely not doing EVOS a lot of favors at all in the confidence department. So, no matter, you gotta look at the mindset of EVOS Divine at this point of time. Obviously, they came in here, they were not very confident, but they were kind of just going all out for a victory. I'm sure they would have kind of hyped each other up to go in there, give their best. But to then get beaten down back to back, 2-0 thus far in this best of 5, should have broken their confidence a little bit more. So if you look at it from that perspective, could Buriram now walk away with a crazy 3-0 upset over EVOS?
Well, it looks like it. It looks like it because the next match is in Bermuda, and that is the first match where the first match happened in the qualifiers. So let's see if this is something that can be turned around by EVOS Divine with the, I would say, the confusing setup that they have on the skills right now as the game is about to begin in game number 3.
Absolutely, man. Let's take a look and see exactly how they position themselves here as Moshi flanks around towards that right hand side. M500 in the hands of Rasia. Ignis Firewall sent out. Gonna tackle Chiu. Gonna run away just yet. Thank God. Deep inside the smoke. Wasana with a blind shot. Up against Get High. Jonah fighting in God. Off he goes, and he still manages to knock Jonah down onto the ground. All thanks to the electrotherapy. But Get High with a double nade out of nowhere puts Gochil and got down onto the ground.
And onto the ground they go. The only question is, can they be picked up? Close and personal. Wasana goes down as well. Rasia with her 10 with only sliver of health. And will he be able to fight back? No, says Get High as he goes for the finisher.
Bro, come on, man. That was a great play by Rasia, hitting that advanced therapy in the nick of time to make sure his partner Gochil does not go down too early. Engod did manage to go in there for the knock as well, but unfortunately, Moshi had flanked around in a position where none of them spotted him out, and he was able to deliver the final blow. Crazy stuff from the side of EVOS. I thought they almost pulled it off, but unfortunately for them, Buriram very much awake in that first round.
Now let's see though if EVOS Divine can be awoken. Koda has been triggered. Position is already known, and well, Buriram United is still an deeper round. So there we go. They can still win it with the Koda. Try to fight back, but there goes Rasia with a Kingfisher pushing him out.
Moshi, final one. And Rasia this time around saying, no, my big brother, you do not get to walk away with an easy one over as here at EVOS. A 1-for-1. And look at this, round 3, EVOS Rasia. 2 eliminations in the previous round and massive amount of damage just from those 2 rounds. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more out of this Wonder Kid. Obviously, he needed his guts to kind of ramp up the pacing a little.
Yeah, I mean, Ray and Rasia already with a Kingfisher, as well as a VSK will be pulled out, and EVOS Divine, Gochil, and AimGod will go in for the up close and personal with a mini Uzi. Now they go in for the rush, and we're still missing Rasia in this view, so I guess he's still doing the same thing. 3-1 push right now, but EVOS Divine managed to break through.
And then this is a potential upset here, Jonah. Mini Uzi, AimGod going in here for the shutdown. Electrotherapy on the play, jumps away. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defenses, but that only plays to the disadvantage of EVOS. Moshi finds AimGod with the grenade. Jonah, though, tagged up from the back, and Gochil could not get it done in a 2v1. And the pickup is not going to be... Of all places, Moshi, the disrespect was real there.
That's Moshi chilling like a villain.
Goodness me.
Oh, Ray, up close and personal 1v3 situation with Blue Wall saves him and another one might be able to be so tight up close, will not be able to hit anyone, and Evo's Divine losing that fight.
I mean, this is Buriram just doing Buriram things. A little unexpected of a play. But Moshi just kind of patching himself up on that wall there was just too much. Razia unable to get away. And Mini Uzi from a range like that shouldn't have been able to get a lot, but of course, in the hands of Get High, it's gonna get him everything.
Yeah, I mean, Moshi just went Humpty Dumpty at that point. Humpty Dumpty lied down on the wall. That's what his jam is about. But one thing that is, I guess this is something that's confusing me right now. Probably a switch up has been made because the electrotherapy is between Aim God and Kochil, and Razia might be using that Iris. So I guess they made a little bit of switch up in terms of the skills. And that's how they're working it right now. But let's see if they can get a 2-for-2 at this point, as no one or Aim God has
First
taken it.
blood.
Okay, and Mochi with a sliver of health here, managing to back away from that fight, but follow up by Ray, and the MP5 would be just enough to sit down on the ground, but Ray could not hold on, and of course the 3v1 plays against them in the overall grand scheme of things. Ray had nowhere to run, and Buri Ram now pulls ahead 3-1.
3-1. There you go. And let's see if they can bring it back for Evo's Divine. Last time we saw them in Bermuda against this team, it was a 6-3 battle where Buriram United really won. But with Wasana, with both level 3 MP5 as well as that Scar L, will be very deadly. Not in close range, but even in the mid range.
Okay, this is a very big prize here, this airdrop. Wasana quickly moving close enough to activate the airdrop, but not getting too close.
First blood.
Look at Moshi, man, with the instant delete onto Ray. Aim God, Renee's gonna go flying out. That's gonna stop the rotation around from the side of Aim God and Kochil. A sliver of health here. That's gonna get sprayed down. Wasana finds Kochil, puts him 6 feet under. The pickup can still be possible. He'll get high. Mini Uzi tags up Aim God, but has to back away to play the medkit for himself.
Get High is now fully recovered. That's a double hit right now. And Moshi on the backup. Razia, the only one remaining. The pickup is about to be attempted. But here comes Get High, but he goes down up close and personal with a VSK.
I mean, Razia, the Wonder Kid, once again gets the damage done.
Double
Moshi
kill.
going in for the elimination. Razia could not get in the pickup. And now, uncle versus nephew. Razia, the Wonder Kid, looking for the elimination. M590 up against M590. Both the snipers turned into shotgun rushes.
You know, Moshi backing away, keeping distance. He does have a VSK on him, but I guess he wants that element of surprise, and Razia will be quite in the open space if he walks in once that blue closes in. But here we go, the turnaround and ring around a rosy switcheroo, I would say, between these two.
Oh yeah, man. And Razia. And look at it, how he repositions. Oh, look at that! Great play by the kid! And the grenade goes wide, and Moshi sidesteps the nade. Both players down under 50 HP, and Razia will show his big bro exactly what it's made of. As Evo's Divine pulls one round back, all thanks to the kid.
I know we've been asking for a sniper versus sniper battle, but sniper versus sniper on a shotgun battle is quite different overall. But we know who wins it. It is Razia, and quite great move as well. Not giving any chance for Moshi to back away. The blue's closing in. He also pulled out the nade and just pushed him into one corner. In the rotation-wise, didn't even give him so much in healing, but he managed to pull it off on a 180.
And that was a very fair fight between the two players because neither one of their active skills was giving them a huge boost in terms of power, right? You're talking about Cassie up against Moshi's Clue. So at the end of the day, it was a fair fight with the M590s. Of course, the Clue could have given him a little bit of information, but Razia literally knew exactly where Moshi was. So in the grand scheme of things, that was a great victory for Razia. And he was Divine saying, not just yet. We've got some fight left in as they rotate around. He take the glue wall down. But Kochil, maybe a little bit too close to Get High and squad. Pushing on ahead without that backup on his side, and Raphael with a great knock. Get high down on the ground. The pickup might just be possible here. Wasana stuck between two players. Here's the first knock. And the mini Uzi will not do them justice. What an unbelievable play by Wasana.
And imagine, Wasana, I believe he does have the M590, but before getting that, he only have a mini Uzi on him. So he picked it up that quickly and turned things around, joining by Jonah, and they managed to wipe out in the entire Evo's Divine. So it's 4-2 in the scoreline right now, and it's getting close to match point for Brudam United.
Oh, this is a tough one for sure. Cyber airdrop down in the middle part of the map. Both teams on for a mad rush towards it, and you know Wasana is going to be looking to be the first one to get there. And Smokes, great minds think alike for sure.
See though, if a great mind will be able to beat them down at this point. Aim God will be damaged. I guess that is coming from Moshi, but up close and personal, 1v2 situation. Wasana was able to recover, but not so much. Only had a 110 triggered that flat barrage, and into this post there. Like where to shoot.
Yeah, man. I mean, even though they are all super confused as to where to shoot, don't forget Moshi had that clue, and they had a clue that okay, EVOS is in the smoke, so just shoot at the smoke. That is a very vague instruction, but they managed to cook their opponents out there and literally smoked them.
The smoked and cooked. I mean, you have the smoke grenade as well as that flat mirage. That's how they are playing with it. Match point for Brudam United right now. Only one more chance to go. It looks like, it is looking like Brudam United will bring this home with a 3-0. And Evo's Divine, no response just yet.
Yeah, that round was straight from the Buriram kitchen, bro. The flat mirage as well as those smokes just for the perfect tenderized meat barbecue. And of course Jonah now looking for a nade on the tag. Adam's in. It is. Electrotherapy, can it do the justice? Yes, it can. Wasana finding it on F590 in hand. Look at that, a sliver of hell! And will be punished by Mochil. Jonah now with the backup. Wasana player. Mochili's return around, but the denial from Get High, who appears out of nowhere. Rasya with a sliver of hell. Has to deal with 3 players. Goes in for the tag, but instead gets tagged up by the ice grenade on the location. And the man needs to recover first. Unfortunately, didn't have enough time, and Buriram says bye to EVOS after a quick shot and shutting them down.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a quick shot. They won and it quickly, and they followed through. Right? It is even faster compared to the qualifier round that they went against Evo's Divine 6-3. This time around, they got it on 6-2. But 3-0 is no joke. If this is what Brudam United will be offering on the grand finals, I will feel sorry on who's going against them unless it would be a similar approach or a better performance, especially as we're looking at the previous champion in the preseason, which is Team Falcons going against the underdogs WAG. But our Booyah takers, the winners of the semifinals, won Brudam United Esports.
And the clean sheet of games will continue to rack up on the side of Buriram United Esports. Not a single game have they lost thus far in their Clash Squad run, all the way to now the grand finals. How impressive is that, then?
Well, you know how it is. I mean, CQCs, Brudam United know how to play it.
Yeah.
And you did mention that Brudam United was not that prime when it comes to preseason. The first time we see, and Clash Squad has been introduced.
Yeah.
So they want to get back that. They know every time that they make we know every time they make a mistake, they want to correct that. They want to get back to it even stronger. And this is how strong they are coming back.
I mean, what a strong comeback it is for sure. Unfortunately, Rasya could not shine up against Buriram all the way through and heavy carry his squad. But because he is a monster, because he is lethal and one of the most lethal kids out there in this game of free fire on this FFWS SEA stage, he did manage to kind of make a name for himself in those first few rounds, right? Then clutched it, then 1v3. Oh man, that was just phenomenal. I could not believe my eyes when I saw it. Initial spray down with that Kingfisher and then the follow-up as well. I thought he was going to be pressured by the blue, but he still made it out and got the clutch. So, highlight reel for sure, but unfortunately, no game victories for the Saturday.
No game victory, but still valiant effort coming from Evo's Divine. The question is, can the next team, WAG, the next underdog, be able to pull off a better performance against Team Falcon? But we're going to go for an interview right now to hear what Brave United has to say after that battle. So let's bring it over to the stage.
Thank you, Caster, and it's Booyah for Korean United Esport, and right next to me is Wasana. They're from Korean United Esport, and we have our translator here is Misako. Hello everybody. Xin chào tất cả mọi người, và chúng ta đã có được cho mình cặp đấu đầu tiên vừa đã hoàn thành là đội tuyển chiến thắng, đó chính là Buriram United Esport với một tỷ số vô cùng áp đảo 3-0, và người đứng bên cạnh tôi chính là Wasana. Thì chúng ta hãy cùng trò chuyện với họ cùng một chút nhé. Okay, so first questions of all, how do you feel about everything, especially we have our new mode for the Flashpoint mode for the professional tournament and also on stage, and after winning a very strong team which is EVOS, how does Wasana feel right now?
โอเคตอนนี้เรารู้สึกยังไงบ้างเพราะว่าอันนี้มันเป็นโหมดใหม่เนาะโหมดที่เพิ่งเข้ามาแข่งวันนี้แล้วคู่ต่อสู้ของเราก็คือโบสเป็นแบบโบสการบอสมากเลยรู้สึกยังไงบ้าง
ก็สำหรับโหมดใหม่นะครับก็ว่ารู้สึกว่าท้าทายดีครับแต่ว่าก็แบบได้ไปฝึกเพิ่มแบบแผนใหม่ๆครับเล่นในโหมดนี้แล้วก็อีโบสเขาก็เป็นคู่ต่อสู้ที่ดีครับแบบสู้กับเราได้สูสีมาก
So he said that it's pretty good for the new mode because he gets to have a new challenge, gets to do the new plan, new tactics, get more practicing and everything. And also EVOS, that was a very big boss. So he get like the very challenging opponents.
I see. Đối với Wasana thì đây là một cái chế độ rất là mới ở trong thi đấu chuyên nghiệp, và cá nhân bạn ấy cảm thấy chế độ mới về thi đấu tự chiến này rất là hay. Nó giúp cho các bạn ấy có thêm nhiều trải nghiệm, có thêm nhiều kinh nghiệm, và cũng như là được một cơ hội để có thể lên cho mình những chiến thuật mới, những lối chơi mới, và có thể như là hiểu đồng đội của mình hơn thông qua nhiều lối chơi. Và cái thứ hai rằng các bạn ấy, đối với Wasana thì theo cảm nhận của bạn ấy thì EVOS giống như là thi đấu với một cái chung kết sớm vậy đó. EVOS thực sự là một đội tuyển rất là mạnh. So Wasana, what about this trophy? Did you like it or not?
เขาถามว่าเป็นยังไงบ้างกับถ้วยอันนี้ลาชอบมันไหมอ่ะดูสักนิดสักหน่อยต้องเสริมหน่อย
สวยดีนะครับอยากติดไว้ที่บ้านแคมป์อีกสักถ้วยหนึ่ง
อ่าต้องมีแล้วนะรอบนี้ต้องได้แล้ว He said it's very gorgeous and he would like that trophy to be in this camp.
I see. So okay, during our rehearsal, I saw that all the Thai teams, they do not want to touch the trophy. May I ask why?
เขาถามว่าระหว่างตอนที่เราซ้อมอยู่บอกว่าเขาไม่เห็นทีมบ้านเราทีมไหนเลยที่อยากจะจับถ้วยเพราะอะไร
มันแบบคนไทยก็ถือเป็นเคสแต่ครับแบบถ้าจับถ้วยแล้วแบบอาจจะไม่ได้
พลาด
ใช่
So it's like our superstitions that if you touch the trophy, you might not be able to get it back.
I see. Đối với các đội tuyển Thái Lan thì họ có một cái gì đó gọi là một chút tâm linh, có nghĩa là nếu như mà họ đụng vào cúp sớm thì có thể là trong ngày thi đấu thực sự, tức là bán kết vào ngày chung kết hôm nay, thì họ sẽ không có thể giành lấy được chiếc cúp này. Cho nên là cả đội tuyển Buriram và Falcons trong quá trình luyện tập để vào sân khấu thì họ đều như là không chạm vào cúp. Và bởi vì Wasana rất là thích chiếc cúp này và rất là lộng lẫy, như các bạn cũng đã thấy, rất là chói sáng ở trên sân khấu, cho nên là họ đang rất là nóng lòng muốn được lấy chiếc cúp này về nhà ở Thái Lan. So final questions for all of you. What do you think about your next opponent? Who will it be?
เราคิดว่าในแมตช์ต่อไปเนี่ยใครจะเป็นคนที่เราต้องตีด้วย
ถ้าถามผมว่าเก่งทั้งสองทีมนะครับแต่ผมว่าน่าจะเป็นฟอลคอนนะที่เข้ามาเจอพวกผม
I think both teams are good, but definitely defeat Falcons.
Wow, cannot wait to see that. Đối với câu hỏi của cô thì mình thắc mắc là không biết là Wasana liệu rằng là sẽ muốn gặp đội tuyển nào tiếp theo ở trong cặp đấu. Bên cạnh mình thì Wasana bảo rằng là bạn ấy đều cảm thấy hai đội tuyển là WG và Team Falcons đều rất là mạnh. Tuy nhiên thì theo dự đoán của Wasana, đội tuyển tiếp theo mà Buriram sẽ phải gặp đó chính là Team Falcons. Đây chắc hẳn sẽ là một cái trận đấu rất là căng thẳng mà chúng ta sẽ để xem ở cặp đấu tiếp theo. Nhưng mà bây giờ thì hãy cùng mình đón chờ nhé. Thank you so much for this interview and again congratulations for this absolutely strong victory 3-0 between Eagles Esports. Keep fire. Thank you so much and now let's head back to our caster and see the game stats.
The biggest heartbreak in the loss of EVOS is the fact that we don't get to see Katina Caroline here for the full day of Clash Squad. But on the brighter side, we get to see the awesome Buriram in our grand finals. They're the first team to make it there. And what a way they made it there, right? Not losing a single game. Even those rounds, they didn't really give away too many to the side of EVOS. Clearly, EVOS tried very hard. And they even tried to swap out roles here with their active skills just to kind of just mess around with Buriram a little bit. But nothing worked on their side there.
Yeah, it didn't work that much. There are a few that work, but not so much because pretty much like it's the same Buriram United tactics. It's tough to beat overall, and this is what we've seen so far. It's a 3-0, and as we go down the line, it gets worse and worse in terms of points. But historical-wise, from the qualifiers, next 7 Bermuda has been played between these two, and we know the scoreline. But Purgatory could have been that turning point for Evo Zivai.
Yeah, for sure. 6-4, 6-1, 6-2. The story did not get progressively better for the side of EVOS. It started off great and then it just got bad from there onwards. And Moshi kind of telling us, well guys, you do not need to dispute it anymore. Yes, the Wonder Kid is wonderful, but the best sniper out there is still me. Well, at least for now, before we see the matchup between Moshi and Limit potentially later on, or maybe even Mr. X score. 7 eliminations, 7 knockdowns, rocking the clue this time around, 3,534 on the damage. Obviously, lots of numbers pulled in by this man. And the overall grand scheme of things, Get High with the 11 eliminations is just another level altogether.
Yeah, I mean, I love the flick that Get High is getting in terms of the M590 shots. From up close and personal, the moment he is healing and he hears or probably take a peek of someone getting in, he's primed to go for the shot. And if I'm not mistaken, he got 3 down on one of the final play in that Bermuda map. So it really deserves it. Get High was really hitting high numbers at this point, not only in the elimination but also in the assists. But speaking of assists, 18 assists coming from Moshi, and that's from a distance. That is what he keeps doing, getting information and putting in a few HP.
Yeah, no doubt at all. But of course, look at this head-to-head between Wasana and Ray. 4-1 eliminations. Wasana wins that out. Damage on the side of Ray. Could not find the conversion for those eliminations, which is a little bit of an unfortunate item. KD average. Wasana getting the victory here. Ray really couldn't bring in the numbers to sustain those stats for his side, and the assist, of course, kind of shining on the side of Wasana. A one-sided battle between the two in this head-to-head. Wasana takes the cake.
Yeah, well, we'll see another head-to-head. It is quite balanced between these two teams, and there are 2 players rather. That's 7 elimination for both, but the damage is being taken home by Moshi because of how he really put in so much in the early parts of the game, pulling away from the rest of the teams. Even the KD is different, but AWF, and I guess at this point, Rasi was not given that chance to use that AWM because they weren't able to stack up into points.
Yeah, unfortunate, right? Because obviously many of those rounds going to the side of Buriram, and anything that they did kind of worked out up against Buriram. And at this point of time, you got to think, what kind of monsters do we need to take on a team like Buriram United Esports? Yes, they're the 2-time world champs, but they are hungrier than ever. They've been denied not once, not twice, but many a times thus far. Yes, they were the previous FFWS SEA fall champions, but they won that big trophy. They won that S-class trophy for themselves. But of course, they're going to start things off hot here with Clash Squad, and the dominance is pretty evident out of this high squad.
Yeah, I mean, when you ask who is going to go against Borneo United has what it takes, it might be the team that is walking amongst the gods or the team that is swooping in, coming from the sky above.
Yeah.
So that is a question, and will be the next series that we're going to see WAG going against Team Falcons. But the record, like if we consider the record, Team Falcons has the same streak as Borneo United, and for WAG, they really clawed hard to be able to get right here. So let's see if they have planned so much, put in so much of effort, and finding out any weaknesses from Team Falcons to be able to steal it away and get into grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, we have got a little bit of a break to take here. When we come back, it's yet another semifinal
Hello
for
mọi
you
người,
guys.
mình là MC Như Xuân đây và chúng ta đã vừa hoàn thành xong cặp đấu đầu tiên của trong giải đấu tự chiến và tất nhiên là sẽ đến cặp đấu thứ hai là của WAG và Team Falcons. Nghe rất là căng thẳng đúng không? Và tất nhiên là tôi đã nhìn thấy được Alan ở đây rồi mọi người. Hello Alan, hello. Ok, mình sẽ mời Alan vào đây để bắt đầu một cuộc trò chuyện nhỏ nhỏ với tụi mình và bên cạnh đây cũng sẽ có được Team Falcon luôn. Hello Misako, can I invite you and Limit to come with us? Ok. Và đây chính là Limit và Misako. Limit đến từ Team Falcons và WG, Alan và host Misako của khu vực Thái Lan. So, shall we have a small conversation before we witness the intense fight of WG and Team Falcons? Okay, so for our first questions, I would like to ask Limit. Before preseason, the lineup of WAG is a completely different lineup. But now, they have a new member. Her name is Tae Wei. So, how would he rate the power of WAG right now?
โอเคก่อนหน้านี้ก่อนช่วงปีซีซั่นใช่ไหมเราอยู่ในทีมไลน์อัพที่ไม่เหมือนตอนนี้เมมเบอร์เข้ามาใหม่หนึ่งคนเขาอยากให้เราเรทหน่อยว่าตอนเนี้ยพลังของเราเป็นยูเอทีอยู่ประมาณไหน
100%ก็ให้ร้อยครับว่าผมก็เขียนไลน์อัพมาแบบไลน์อัพก็ไม่เหมือนเดิมก็เป็นการลดตัวประเด็นมาก
So he said 100 out of 100 and he also have the new lineup too. Yeah, he's drafted other players too.
So, he feels like WAG is kind of the same with Team Falcons right now?
เรารู้สึกว่าเรทกับทีมเราประมาณเท่ากันปะ
I understand. Đối với câu hỏi đầu tiên thì mình có hỏi Limit rằng là bởi vì từ đợt giải pre-season là một cái đội hình của WG thi đấu là một đội hình khác, nhưng mà đến với giải đấu tự chiến lần này thì đội hình đã được thay đổi với một thành viên mới, đó chính là Tê Quý. Thì không biết là Limit đang đánh giá sức mạnh của WG hiện tại là ở ngưỡng nào, thì Limit cũng đã trả lời rằng là họ đang cảm thấy rằng là cả hai đội đều được ngang nhau hết. Bởi vì tất nhiên là bên cạnh đó thì đội tuyển của tôi, tức là Team Falcons, cũng có cho mình một đội hình mới, có thành viên mới, cho nên đánh giá ngang sức thôi, cũng sẽ không có gì khó khăn đối với họ cả. Vậy thì bây giờ thì mình sẽ hỏi Alan nhé. Okay, so into our second questions with Alan. Since I asked him about the way already, so I'm gonna ask him about his teammate as well. So, because Limit said that they are the same power as each other, how about you? How do you think about your team? And with this new member, with new lineup and everything, tactics, gameplay, do you feel confident enough to win Team Falcons in this battle or not? Bởi vì mình cũng đã hỏi về Tê Quý rồi thì mình cũng sẽ hỏi Alan một lần nữa về Tê Quý. Với thành viên mới lần này, đội hình mới và tất cả mọi thứ đều mới mẻ hết, thì Alan đang có tự tin rằng là mình có thể chiến thắng được Team Falcon ở giải đấu tự chiến này hay không? Bởi vì mình cũng đã đi được một khoảng rất là xa để đến được đây rồi.
Theo mình nghĩ thì với sự nỗ lực của thành viên mới để quyết giải thi chiến lần này thì tụi mình sẽ cố gắng hết sức để dành cho mình sự chiến thắng đối với đội tuyển Pháp.
Thì hôm nay thì anh có cảm thấy áp lực hay là căng thẳng gì không?
Nói chung cũng khá áp lực tại vì bên Pháp Cảnh cũng phản bác đẹp trai khiến cho mình tâm lý bất ổn.
Đẹp trai và tâm lý bất ổn. Okay, so for Alan said he feels pretty confident with and he feels okay with everything because he highly rate that Dewi is a good member in his team. But also, I asked him if he feel worried or something like that. He said there is a member in Team Falcons. He don't say the name after he feel very stressful because that member is too handsome. Very cute answer. Well, I think this is the end of our interview, right? Cảm ơn mọi người rất là nhiều vì đã theo dõi phần phỏng vấn nho nhỏ này cùng với Alan và Limit, và sẽ hẹn gặp lại các bạn sau ở trong trận đấu cặp đấu thứ hai nhé. Và mọi người